248 fresh COVID-19 cases have been reported in Karnataka on Friday. The total number of cases in Karnataka now stands at 2781. Number of COVID-19 deaths stands at 48. On Friday, 12 new cases were reported in Bengaluru. The total tally in the city now stands at 303. 10 people have succumbed due to COVID-19 and 151 have recovered. A woman who returned from Delhi to the city refused to be quarantined as per the guidelines. The woman reportedly went ahead to attack the home guards who asked her to quarantine herself. The incident reportedly took place on May 27th and an FIR has been registered against the woman. Five persons have tested positive for COVID-19 in Command Hospital in Bengaluru. They are identified as patient number 2650, 2651, 2652, 2654 and 2711. Health officials are now investigating the defense personnel as to how they contracted the COVID-19 infection. A 48-year-old vegetable vendor from Malleswaram has tested positive for COVID-19. It is reported that the person used to sell vegetables in the APMC yard in Anekal. After a housekeeping staff in Shivajinagar turned into a super spreader in Chandni Chowk Road, the BMTC officials decided to do random testing in the area. So far, the health officials have collected the throat swab samples of 70 people and have sent them for testing. Residents of PADARAYANAPURA continue to violate cantonment zone norms with impunity. Several residents were seen roaming on the streets. A few of them were also not wearing masks, and the area now stares at possibility of community transmission. On Friday, the PADARAYANAPURA corporator Imran Pasha too had tested positive. Confusion prevails in the city over the reopening of schools. General Secretary of CAMP says the schools are gearing up to reopen and have made all necessary changes, but the Karnataka government has not issued any directions or notifications allowing schools to reopen. Members of Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce and a few directors met Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and requested him to let the film industry and theatres to function after the 1st of June. They also placed a proposal requesting the Chief Minister to hike the ticket price by 5 rupees. The state government issued guidelines to be followed by temples after permission was granted for their reopening. Accordingly, the temple premises will be required to be sanitized and also sprayed with disinfectants. Both the temple staff and devotees have been asked to compulsorily wear masks. Mall owners across the city are gearing up to open the shopping complexes from the 1st of June. Mall owners have readied a new standard operating procedure to ensure that those who enter the shopping complex are not symptomatic. Customers will be screened at the entry points and only asymptomatic people will be let in. As the lockdown has been eased, BMTC and KSRTC has resumed complete services in the city. The BMTC bus services were limited to certain routes, but now they will all be flying in different routes across the city. Lockdown is likely to be eased further from June 1st and BMRCL is making preparations at metro stations to resume services. Metal detectors and other scanning devices are being inspected and only up to 400 people will be allowed in a 6-coach metro train if the services resume. The authorities are planning on reducing the number of passengers allowed on the coach to maintain social distancing. Even as summer settles across the country, swimming pools are likely to remain out of bounds, though there is no evidence yet that coronavirus can spread through a body of water. Social distancing norms can be especially difficult to ensure in a swimming pool. The business continues to reel under loss and the owners are crying foul. Karnataka government is likely to allow gyms and fitness centers to open in the state after June 1st. The gym owners have assured to follow the safety protocols that would be given out by the government and adhere to the rules. They have assured that in a batch they would allow only 10 to 15 members and properly sanitize the place. The city's hotel owners went to their ire against the state government for not permitting them to resume dine-in services. Several of the hotel owners have complained of suffering huge losses due to this. A few hotel owners even sarcastically asked the government to take over hotels and pay the hotel staffers. After the city's flyovers are being shut for the night as part of the curfew norms, Bengalurians have turned several of the city's flyovers into jogging tracks, and one such incident was witnessed at Richmond town flyover. Walkers and joggers were seen exercising atop the flyover. BMTC has resumed operations of its VAYU AC buses. The Volvo buses resumed its operations from today accordingly. The VAYU buses will ply from airport to different parts of the city. A suspended sleuth in the CCB kickback case has been granted interim bail. ACB Prabhu Shankar, who was accused of receiving kickbacks from the city's tobacco vendors, was granted bail by the local special court. The ACB has been asked to submit its objections. The proceedings have been adjourned till June 3rd. In a shocking incident, a 24-year-old man was hacked to death in a broad daylight in Mahadevpura. The victim has been identified as Lokesh and he succumbed to his injuries. The brutal attack has been captured on CCTV. A case has now been registered at the Mahadevpura police station and the cops are on the lookout for the killers.